Title: The Power of Failure, The Hidden Path to Success. When we hear the word failure, many of us immediately think of defeat, disappointment, or shame. We associate it with something bad, something to run away from. But today, I want to challenge that thinking. I want you to see failure not as an enemy, but as a teacher, one of life's greatest and most honest teachers. Let me start with this truth. No one in the world has ever succeeded without first fail. That is the mindset of a winner. Failure didn't destroy him, it trained him. You see, failure doesn't define who you are. Your response to failure does. Every time you fail, you have two choices. One, you can give up and complain that life isn't fair. Two, or you can get up, learn from the experience, and try again, stronger, wiser, and more determined. Let's pause for a moment and think about try. The truth is, failure reveals your true character. When you fail, you discover how strong your will really is. When you fail, you learn who your true friends are. When you fail, you find out what you're really passionate about, because only the things you deeply care about will make you rise again after falling. So, my friends, don't be afraid to fail. Be afraid of not trying. Be afraid of living your whole life wondering, what if I had tried? Remember this, failure is not the opposite of success. It's part of success. Let me share a short story. A young man once dreamed of becoming a writer. He sent his first book to many publishers. They all rejected him. Some even laughed at his work. But he didn't stop. He kept improving, learning, and believing. Years later, that man became one of the most famous authors in the world, J.K. Rowling, the author of Harry Potter. Imagine if she had given up after her first failure. The world would have missed one of the most inspiring stories ever told. Failure is not final unless you quit. When you fail, don't see it as the end. See it as a beginning, the start of something new, something better. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? What can I do differently next time? That's the secret successful people know. They turn every failure into fuel. Now, I want you to remember these 3 key lessons about failure. 1. Failure teaches wisdom. Every mistake is a lesson. If you learn from it, you'll never repeat it. 2. Failure builds strength. Every challenge you face and overcome makes you tougher for the next one. 3. Failure shapes destiny. Sometimes, what feels like a failure is just a redirection toward something better. In closing, I want to leave you with this powerful quote by Nelson Mandela. "Do not judge me by my success. Judge me by how many times I fell down and got back up again." So, the next time you fall, don't stay down. Rise with courage. Rise with hope. Rise with the knowledge that your failure is simply a step forward in disguise. Because failure is not falling down, it's refusing to get up.